It's week 9 of the National Football League, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Vikings and the Colts on EA Sports.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Minnesota Vikings and the Indianapolis Colts. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They come in off the very rare tie a game ago.
And it'll be interesting to see what their mindset is going into this game. Sometimes that can be a deflator, and sometimes that can just really make you mad and more determined the next time out.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings. And this is what every one of these guys waits for each and every week, CD, that moment of anticipation just before the game begins.
I know most of these guys have played well over 100 games dating back to their high school days. Imagine that number if you go all the way back to the Little League type of ball. But that excitement before a game, it never gets old. They all know how to channel it once they actually kick this one off, though.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Now a play fake here on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Payne. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. He'll drop to throw. He finds Bolden. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 22 yards there, a first down. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Looking to throw. Complete here to the right to Bolden. And he is going to lose yardage here. So they'll wind up losing 7 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. And a good sign for them right now to have their young quarterback looking confident on the opening drive.
Now, we haven't met a young quarterback, a veteran quarterback. It doesn't matter. We haven't met a quarterback yet that doesn't tell us he's confident about his abilities, right?
That's true.
But when you're young, it's really important to get off to a good start because it does build up that confidence and allows him to play better as the game goes on.
Especially crucial here on the road. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. This one angles out of bounds at a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They begin with a run by Miller. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Miller. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Miller. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. So that last play gives him a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Inside handoff now, Miller. He'll rumble for about 6 up across the 20 to the 22. A look at the numbers from last week for Miller. 18 carries, 65 yards.
It was a pretty mediocre week for him on the ground. Certainly a boon to his offense if he can get a little more output on his touches this week. He should get some more early carries as his team tries to get him into a rhythm.
On 2nd down, here's Miller. And he can muster only a couple here to the 24. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And this is going to be a Colts first down as he gets this up past the 30 to the 32. The Colts looking for win number 2 on the year. And they come into this one fresh off the victory last week. They finally snapped that 6-game losing streak.
And you've heard the phrase much-needed win. That was a much-needed win. They needed something to energize that locker room and give them a little sense of purpose. And oftentimes, that sense of purpose and a little relaxation can lead to better performance the following week as well.
A first down carry now for Miller. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. And now a stoppage, and looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Off play action. Costello underneath for Miller. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. They go back to the ground now with Miller. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. They'll run it again with Miller. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
The way this game is going, the way that they possess the ball on the other side of the field, you go 3 and out here, you might not see the ball again until the 2nd quarter.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll give it up the middle to Miller. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 51 yards rushing so far. And this is just their first possession. They've got a new set of downs here. Solid start here on their first drive. A little bit of run, a little bit of pass. Nice run there. Moving it methodically, keeping the defense on their toes.
Yeah, exactly right, because people think about a balanced attack, which is what we're seeing here with the runs and the passes, and only from the offense's perspective. But this really messes up a defensive coordinator's play calling. His rhythm is all out of whack because he can't load up against a run or a pass and try and get a big play.
Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now a handoff to Miller. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
To throw on 2nd down. Costello. Now they go screen. It's complete. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
5 yards from the end zone, 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Colts go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end and come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt? Turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And this is good to make it 7-0 Indy. That drive a long one, spanning 15 plays. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And the Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely, because remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered, because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
And then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. And taken right at the 35. A nice punt, but a good run back as well at 13 yards. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. And now a stoppage, and looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. Back to throw. Costello. Flush to his right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's a give to Miller. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. This offense so far on 3rd down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 7. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
A good scheme and an early win for this pass rush. They got back there before he could work through his entire progression and ended that play early.
Frank Reich here on 4th down is ready to try for 3. This a 33-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first-half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
Fielded right around the 8. And able to get this out to the 25. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And they come in losers of 2 straight. And remember, they've got the open date on their calendar next weekend. But you think it's vitally important, Charles, that they focus on the task at hand here?
Absolutely, because these players, they know what's coming up. And the difference between taking time off following a win versus doing so on a 3-game losing streak, that's absolutely huge because they may come back if they lose this game to a facility, and there may be new faces in there and some teammates lost.
And that flag accepted. Back to throw here. He finds his man, complete. It's Payne. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Again, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. They'll look to throw again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. 2nd and 1. And he gets it to Bolden. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. And Bolden brings it in, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Now 2nd and 11 from the 32. Back to throw again. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. His fourth touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are on the board here in the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did. They didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it's polished off by a Viking score. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Colts going to take over now late in this first half. And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room. On 1st and 10, Costello. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Costello. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Costello. And a quick throw here, that's complete. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And this one is right down the middle. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
Takes it at the 7. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. He's going to float this one deep right side. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So that PI call will give him one more play.
And it'll be an untimed play as well. Now the half will end after this one, unless there's another defensive penalty.
And his kick here is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. Let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Vikings. And they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Colts, we checked out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. From the 6. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. But the Colts ready to go to work to start the third quarter. Second half begins with a run from Miller. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Costello. Over the middle, complete. That's Flynn. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now here's a throw that's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it's 2nd down. Up the middle they go. Flynn pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. On 3rd and 2, Costello.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
He gets this away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he'll just get rid of it. An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. This is Crockett. And he's going to have the first down as he's marked down just shy of the 20. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They're going to look to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
They'll set up a throw. He finds his man. Complete. It's Payne. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. To throw again, Costello, and he fires one incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Operating from the gun, Costello over the middle. That's caught by Miller. And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Minnesota.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They run with Crockett. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Fielded just inside the 20.
A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we play 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back to throw. Costello throwing the out route incomplete. That's McKinney.
And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Miller will get it. He has been busy today. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Costello. He finds his man complete. It's McKinney. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 30. A good pickup there at 22.
They had 2 tight ends in the formation on that one. It looked to me like he had his pick of receivers downfield.
I think he was just planning on going over the middle. That's what he did.
Picked up first down, too.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Looking to throw. Costello. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Now a handoff up the middle. Miller, and he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. On 2nd down, it's Flynn, and he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. They'll try to punch it in with Miller, and he takes it in for a Colts score. A great play there with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Colts get an important score there to extend their lead here this 4th quarter. Just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Extra point up and through. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. That time a 9-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a 1-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. He finds Bolden. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 15. They'll look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. 1 yard is the loss. They back up even further to a 3rd and 15.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
So the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. He's going to air one out. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on fourth. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for a strip of the football on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
A shotgun handoff now to Miller.
Down inside the 40.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. Up the middle they go. Flynn. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Miller. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. And they'll run it from the gun with Miller. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. On third down, Miller.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door and maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
We'll see if they go back to base. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half, the adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Colts, they pick up their second win now on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Vikings,